I'm Rebecca and these are my reviews, and I have a special guest here with me. This is Jeff from 8. So I have reviewed 8 mattresses and the technology layer in other videos. I will link those in the description box if you are curious about those. But recently, 8 has come out with a brand new technology that I'm going to let Jeff tell you about.
Yeah, so anyone that's familiar with, our first mattress was a smart mattress, but the Pod is the newest one that came out just on February 13th. And the biggest innovation we're bringing to the table is dynamic cooling. So our previous version had the ability to heat the bed, but this can dynamically cool the bed based on your personal biometrics to keep you at the optimal state for the entire night and help you fall asleep as well.
So cool, right? Now, we did review the BedJet, which blows air, so it's sort of, and even that one wasn't like an air conditioner because it was just blowing the air that was in the room, but it was at least air. So this is going to be completely different from that, and I am so excited to try it because I do get hot, I get cold, in the summer, I'm always hot. I was just telling you that like I put icy hot on my body and then lay on a cool pad just to be able to fall asleep because I get so hot. So I am really excited about the fact that it will cool as well as heat. Because right now, we're going into spring, so moving past these cold winter nights, I'm excited. So this is the bed, and it is a new mattress as well, right? Because they had come out with, what, 3 mattresses before?
Yep, so we actually, and we came out with a 4th one really not that long ago, but yeah, we had a few different constructions, but this one is an all foam construction that's built specifically to work with the technology layer. Because of the differences in what's in the layer, we wanted it to be fully integrated, so something that is supportive, is comfortable, but still enables you to get the most out of the technology and to maximize the cooling and to maximize the comfort for both, really.
So this comes as like a unit together. You couldn't buy it separately.
Correct. So that is another big difference is you can only buy this together, so the mattress and the technology. But, if you want something a bit, smaller scale, we do have, our initial sleep tracker, but this really only works with the mattress for a few reasons. It zips on to keep it completely taut. We want it to be, as invisible as possible.
Right.
But
so that it is like it's a part of the mattress.
Exactly. Right. But also it's about the comfort and the support. Really, like what we found is that the construction of the mattress really changed what the technology felt like. So this iteration is really what is the best. And we want to keep that user experience great for everyone that's buying it. So we want you to have the best experience on the Pod, and this is the way that we found that to be.
And you can actually feel it, like, as I'm rubbing it, it almost feels like chicken wire underneath, but Jeff swears that when you're laying on it, you can't tell. And it's, I don't know, like, yeah, you're right. I didn't notice it. It's not a huge difference, but you can kind of feel it when you just run your hand along it. And I don't know, our last 8 did not look like this with the gray. I like the new design.
Yep, this is a completely new design, and really like on the comfort and the technology, it's a grid design. So there's an active grid in the technology cover, which, as Rebecca's mentioning, when you press your hand on it, you're like, oh, there's technology there. When you lie down, the pressure from your body is distributed evenly, and hey, this is above my pay grade. This is our engineers, but it's pretty crazy. You really don't feel it, and all you do feel is that amazing cooling aspect to basically keep you in, again, the optimal temperature. To add on, there's a lot of science behind temperature that is tied to sleep. So what our goal is to just keep you in that optimal state of deep sleep, the most restorative, high quality sleep we can throughout the night. So we are going to prevent you from waking up in the middle of the night from being too hot, too cold.
So will it change throughout the night, or does it stick to that one setting that you do before you go to bed?
Yep, so it's going to adjust. So it's going to learn basically your preferences over the first week. What it's going to start to do is it's just going to work hard to keep you at that optimal state across the different stages. So when you're in light sleep, your body temperature is a little bit higher than it is at deep sleep. So what we want to do is we want to shepherd that into your deeper sleep and keep you in that state for the right amount of time.
Okay, cool. And and like you said, it's dual climate. So when Colin's sleeping on this side and he wants to be super hot and I'm over here with a hangover, I can be nice and cool.
Exactly. We want to basically give you the ability to own your climate. So you and your partner can sleep at totally different temperatures. It doesn't, there's no crossover, and it's totally up to you. It's fully controlled through the app. So there's no remote or anything. You just open our app in your smartphone, and you have the ability to, as crazy as it sounds, totally control the environment here.
It's very cool. Well, I am super excited to try it. Over there on the side, and I will show you a close-up, is the unit, and you fill it up with water. And then it lasts, 2 months? Is that what you said before you fill it up?
For about a month. It'll depend on how often you're using it.
Okay,
so if you're using it every day, it'll go a little bit faster. But we don't want that to be something that gets in the way. So just once a month, fill it up, and that's really it. That's all the maintenance that you really need with it. It's just going to live there, and when you get in bed at night, you have the ability to utilize it without really much effort.
Awesome. And I don't know if you guys can hear the hum right now because it is pretty quiet. It's probably quieter than our ceiling fan. It's, but it is a light hum over there in the corner. But you said that would get quieter?
Yeah, we've just turned this unit on. What's happening now is it's first circulating the water through and pumping some of the air out of there that just gets trapped naturally, with anything. Over the next, couple days, it's going to get to a very silent hum, like quieter than really anything that you ever had in your room, quieter than a dehumidifier or really anything. So it becomes, non-existent.
Awesome.
And last thing that we're adding in is a thermal alarm. So we're actually going to use the temperature to wake you up more naturally. So we got a lot of feedback that if your partner's alarm goes off at 6:30, it's going to wake you up and disrupt your sleep. So this is a way to, on one side of the bed, set your alarm using the temperature. So what the bed will do, the pod is going to just quickly rise the temperature to a max amount that will actually wake you up from your sleep. And it sounds crazy, but it actually is an incredible way to wake up.
So is this going to be like, oh, I'm hot, I have to wake up? Or is
So I personally, I think the best way is to use the cold.
Okay.
Because that's also going to get you out of bed.
Right.
But what happens is it's going to wake you up in a lighter stage of sleep. Which is what a smart alarm would do, except it's using temperature to do it. So it's not sound, it's not disruptive, it's just you waking up and feeling energized.
So you can choose if you want it to heat up or cool down.
You can.
And over how long of a time period does it cool or heat?
So it'll start about half an hour to 45 minutes before your optimal alarm. So you say, I want to wake up at 7 o'clock. That's going to start at around 6:30, and it'll reach that peak at right around, and that's when it's going to wake you up. And and it is, it sounds crazy, but I swear that it actually is much more pleasant and much more, it's easier. It's hard to describe. You got to try it.
I am very curious to try this. But you said you've been using it, and like you don't have a regular alarm?
Yeah,
or do you have a regular alarm as a backup?
Oh, I mean, I think, when we first started testing it, I think everyone in the company did. But now I don't use an alarm. I use this every single day.
That's awesome.
And I honestly think it's hard to go back. I mean, I was on vacation recently, and I had to use my old school stuff, but nothing you can do there.
What if you wake up at different times? Like, on Mondays and Tuesdays I have to wake up early, but then on Wednesdays I can sleep in.
Yep.
Can you set a full week schedule, or just that night you set it?
Yeah, you can set a program, you set a schedule for yourself. People on weekdays and people on weekends obviously have different schedules.
Right.
So, we definitely enable that. So it's very much about personalization. This is something that is, it's a smart bed, but it's your bed. It's something that you can kind of get what you want out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys are, I'm sure, continuing
Yep.
more. I mean, when we first got 8, we started with the technology layer. So 8 is very much a technologically driven company.
Yes.
So they're always coming out with new, wonderful things. So I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to try
me
it
too.
out.
I'm excited for you guys to have it.
Thank you for being here. This
Of
is
course.
awesome to meet you and have
Absolutely.
you help us and answer a million questions that we've had. So Colin and I will continue to test out the bed over the next several weeks. And if we have any questions, we'll hit this guy up. And we will let you guys know what we actually think of it.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Definitely.
All right. Hi, guys. It has been so many months since we first got our 8-pod mattress.
Yeah, so if you're looking to see what this feels like after a couple months of sleeping on it, this is definitely the review for you, because we have been sleeping on it for months now.
So the thing with this bed, you know, obviously the best part so far is the cooling.
Oh, yeah.
It's the middle of summer, well, now September. But we've been sleeping on it in these hot, hot nights, and our bedroom does get very hot. And it is so freaking nice to have a cool mattress.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I mean, there have been nights where it's like I'll go hang out in the kids' bed and it's too hot, so I come in here and I'm like, oh, my nice cold bed.
Yeah, it is pleasantly odd to get into a cold bed and have it stay cold.
Yeah.
Because you're used to getting in a cold bed and 5 minutes later it's warm, but this just stays cold. It stays at that number unless obviously you tell it to change. So yeah, that's been really cool. That's been really good. And also waking up, its alarm I really like. I no longer use the standard alarm on my phone. I only use the 8 alarm because it can wake you up by either bringing it to a cold temperature or to a warm temperature, and it also has a very soothing set of alarm tones that slowly come up in volume rather than just being the blaring alarm volume.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah.
And that's been great. I set mine to warm, but it was a little uncomfortable getting up in a too hot bed. But setting it to cold, it just gradually wakes me up. I wake up about 5 seconds, into the, very quiet alarm. And it's a much more pleasant experience. The other 2 use cases that really came in handy for this bed are if you have like the flu and you want to change the temperature of the bed, like you want it to be colder, you want it to be warmer instead of getting more blankets or something. Also for hangovers, having a cold bed is really nice. Man, that is a lifesaver. If you are totally hungover in the morning.
Or sunburns.
Yes, or sunburns. Actually, that is another great use case for this. And by the way, if you're thinking, oh, it just gets a little bit cold, it gets freezing.
Yeah.
It gets to the point where it is uncomfortable. Like if you put it all the way at -10 and try and lay on it for 20 minutes, it is uncomfortably cold to lay on. So it is not a game. It absolutely gets, warm to the point where you're like, yes, this is nice and toasty, and cold to the point where you're like, nope, this is too cold. I don't want to, I gotta, turn this up a little bit. So it
I
doesn't
think
mess around.
The lowest I've set it to is maybe -4.
That's what I sleep on is -4.
I usually sleep between -2 and -3.
Yeah, -10 I wouldn't be able to sleep at -10.
So the last bed that we reviewed was the Tempur-Pedic,
yes,
which is supposed to be 8 degrees cooler, but that isn't a cooling bed. So the mattress does sleep cooler than normal memory foam.
Mm-hmm.
However, this bed is actively like an air conditioner. It's technically done with water, but where it, like we were saying, it stays cool. It doesn't heat up with your body temperature, whereas the Tempur-Pedic, while being very comfortable, it's not going to cool you down. I like the mattress. The firmness, it's pretty firm. I would say this is firm to medium firm. It's comfortable. We've been sleeping on it all summer, and I haven't had, it's certainly comfortable enough to sleep on. And that cooling aspect makes it worth everything. It's so nice.
It does track how much you sleep over time. It tracks how much you toss and turn. It tracks heart rate. It tracks all of this great data. Mine, of course, gets completely screwed up because the cats will sleep on my side, and it will absolutely recognize when a cat is sleeping on it. It recognizes their heart rate. Speak of the devil. So that will kind of mess up your numbers a little bit. If you have pets, it'll totally recognize them as well. It won't recognize them as different from you. It'll just assume that you went back to sleep for a 5-hour nap in the afternoon. I swear to my current workmates, I did not take a 5-hour nap in the afternoon. There have maybe been 1 or 2 slightly comfier mattresses.
Yeah, it's not my favorite mattress as far as that goes.
But the fact that it cools and I'm not boiling in the middle of the night and sleeping with no sheets on because it's too hot and I'm having a hard time getting to sleep and I wake up in the middle of the night because I'm boiling, that saves absolutely everything.
I think that it is amazing for the technical aspects of it. The one downside I would say is that the pod, you do have to have a home for it. You can't like lay it on its side, so you can't shove it under the bed or anything. Right. Ours is just kind of, over here randomly. But it's not even that big. It's not a huge deal.
It's the size of a small speaker.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this mattress is awesome.
Yeah.
So I will leave all of the information in the description box. I'm sure we have some sort of referral link and discount code and all that good stuff. I will also leave links to our other 8 products. I know we've done lots of 8 videos at this point. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you 8 for letting us review this bed for you.
Yes.
I'm a fan. I think it's awesome. Good
Absolutely.
job. Keep up the good work. All right, thank you guys for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!